Welcome to the channel. I'm Tony the Technician, and today we're going to be going back into the Harbor Freight website and checking out some of their new tools that they've released. If you guys follow the channel, you guys know that every few weeks I try and do this video just to keep up to date on the new tools being released at Harbor Freight, share my thoughts with you, and then I'll also ask for your guys' input if you guys have purchased them or if you've looked into them or seen them in person. Just share your thoughts down in the comments. But let's go ahead and get into this. So recently they have been releasing all of the US General Series 3 toolboxes, and they've got to the 42-inch one. If you guys haven't, there's a lot of SEMA videos out right now going over the Harbor Freight items, so you guys can get a sneak peek there. Some items that haven't been released yet but will be coming soon. But the US General 42-inch is one of the newest additions. So this is at $600 for the bottom roll cab and $450 for the upper top chest. Correct me if I'm wrong, but after watching some of the videos and hearing from some of the people at Harbor Freight, this 42-inch is actually compatible with the Series 2 44-inch. It's just how they went about measuring them. This one is measured 42 inches from side to side, not counting the handle, and I believe the old version was measured with the handle. I'll show you the measurements here in just 1 minute. So this one is available in multiple different colors, as you can see there. With this is a 42-inch by 22-inch. And if we go to the product overview here, you can just stop and read this if you would like. There actually is a lot of information in this product highlight. So if you guys check out the Harbor Freight website, I'll have it linked down in the description for you guys. This actually shows quite a bit. Scroll through this, it'll show you, kind of the drawer layouts and how they have them laid out. But besides that, they have quite a bit of information down here. So here's kind of what you would see up top, but a little bit bigger text so you guys can see a little bit better. 10 drawer design provides up to 16,700 cubic inches of storage space. The latches are full width of the drawer, tough powder coat finish, 5-inch casters, 2 fixed, 2 locking, swivel casters, rated up to 2,600 pounds of total weight. Full extension drawer slides supporting 120 pounds per pair, 2 full width drawers, modular design, and single point locking. And then if you go down here, you can actually select each one of these little tabs and it'll show you specifically that section of the toolbox. There you can see it without the drawers in it, the top rubber mat, pre-cut drawer liners, dual slides, and the modular design where you can add the side cabinets or the top chest. So here you can see the measurements. The 42-inch, which they're calling this new Series 3, the 42-inch, it is 42-inch from edge to edge, not counting the handle. It's 44.5 with the handle. There you can see the rest of the specs there, 22 inches deep. It doesn't actually state the depth of the drawers. Here you can see product width 42 inches. If we look at the US General Series 2, the top chest, from my understanding, it is compatible. If you have this top chest and you buy the Series 3 bottom roller, they will still stack. Now, you may want to confirm that. That's just from my understanding, from what I've heard from some of the people at Harbor Freight. So some good information to know, but before you make your purchase thinking that's 100% fact, just make sure to double check. I don't want to send you in the wrong direction. It is product width 41 and an 1/8 inches wide. So technically, just from seeing that, it should work. So I think the Series 3 for $600 isn't a bad deal, especially if you can get them on a deal. $450 for the top box. Once again, you can go down, you got the same color options there, and then you can see the product highlights where you can scroll through. Here's some of the information on it if you would like to pause and read this. I'm not going to read that all to you again. And the total cubic inch of storage space and the overall dimensions of the top chest. Then Icon has released a drop point folding knife for $40. From just looking at the reviews, it seems to be a pretty solid knife for what it is, but it is $40, so always do your research around that price range. There are a lot of good quality knives for that price range, so before making this purchase, you do want to check out some others. Then they have released the Braun 800 lumen LED clamp light. It's going to be a clamp style here, and then they provide a base with it as well, so you can hang it or stand it or clamp it. There's a lot of different scenarios you could use this in. A little bit of information provided there. It's a 4-in-1 design. Pretty basic, but could definitely be handy. not too bad for $15. Then Quinn has released their 3/8 drive SAE and metric spark plug socket set. This is a 14-piece set for $70. So it's not a bad deal. It's not a great deal. There are a lot of companies that have released sets almost identical to this now. These spark plug socket sets have become very popular. I prefer the magnetic ones. This is not magnetic, but even with this not being a magnetic version, it's still a really nice set. So a lot of thought has went into a lot of these sets, and what you see here are some extensions. These are locking extensions, and if you've done your fair share of spark plug changes, then you know how annoying it can be when going to pull the spark plug out or put one in and your socket and extension become disconnected, or you're going to pull that spark plug out and you disconnect your extension from your spark plug socket, or you drop your spark plug socket. And having a locking extension in that scenario is just really handy, prevents that issue. And then these are the rubber grommet installed, non-magnetic, but you do get 3 swivel, multiple 6-point, and then a couple 12-point as well. And then you get some extra deep as well, which I believe is 5/8 and 9/16. I'll double check on that. I'm sure it shows or states. Yeah, 5/8, 9/16 for the extra long. That's for those really recessed spark plugs. The extra long sockets are actually really handy. A couple of metric sockets, your universal sockets. These are all 6-point, and then here are the 2 that are 12-point. You got your 14 and 16 millimeter. Here you can see a little bit better. All of these being 6-point except for the 2 metric ones here. Very good variety. You basically got any spark plug socket you would need, and the locking extensions is a bonus. I would probably only buy this one with a coupon. I don't know if I'd pay the full price here at $70 because there are so many other spark plug socket sets on Amazon that you can find for a much better price. But overall, I don't think it's a bad kit at all. I think that's a nice addition to the Quinn lineup. Then you have the Hercules 20-volt brushless cordless 1/2-inch ultra torque impact wrench with friction ring. This is the tool only for $190. And from my understanding, just from the few people that have done some videos and from what I've been hearing, is this thing is actually performing very well. And it does already have 15 reviews with a 4.9 out of 5 stars and 100% customer recommendation. So definitely, even though it was only recently released, it is doing very well. 1,500 foot-pounds of breakaway torque, speeds up to 1,600 RPMs, 4-mode selector, 3 speed ranges, 0 to 600, 0 to 1100, 0 to 1600, and then an auto mode. It's definitely got some good features and some good power, and it seems to be holding up to that rating as well. So there you can see a little bit of information on it. Then they have a couple of new US General magnetic socket organizers. They have them for all 3 drive sizes. 1/4-inch, 3/8, and 1/2-inch. We'll go ahead and look at the 3/8. I do like these. The magnetic portion isn't like extremely strong or anything, but it's got just enough strength to just keep your sockets in place and keep this thing from moving around. The only thing, if you're like me, you have OCD or just hate empty spots, if you don't have a no-skip set of sockets, it may bother you that you're just going to have an empty space, or you're going to be drawn to go and buy that socket to fill that empty space, even if it's a socket that you literally never use, especially if you're a weekend warrior DIYer. I had a organizer similar to this back in the past, and I had to fill those spaces. It was bothering me because I constantly thought there was something missing, and it just got really old, so I filled in those spots. So I think this is a good organizer. It just depends on if this is your style or not. They're priced very well, so something to consider. Here you can see the Series 3 end cabinet and end locker for $400 for the locker and $280 for the drawers. I think the end cabinet is priced very well. I think this end locker is probably a little bit high on the price. I mean, it's a decent size end locker. Obviously, you can see there. So this can be used with the 72-inch, 56, or 42-inch Series 3 box. If we look at the product highlights, here you can see that the drawer pulls out on the bottom, some of the information on it, adjustable shelves. So this is 61 1/4 inches tall. I would say $350 would probably be roughly the correct price for that. Overall though, when you really look at it, in what you're saving, in the quality range that you're getting with these US General boxes. I am all about the US General. I don't even own one, but if I ever had an issue with my home boxes, my Husky or my Matco, and I had to switch, the US General would probably be one of the very first ones that I look at, just because of the combinations that you can get and the offerings that you can get in that price range. There aren't a whole lot of others in that price range worth looking at, so I think they're a good option. Hercules 20 volt brushless cordless 5-inch random orbital sander. This is the tool only for $60. Warrior 12 volt rotary tool. You can just get the Wen Dremel or Wen rotary tool on Amazon for cheaper, and I've had that thing for years and it's a beast. But I mean, I guess if you want the Warrior one, go for it. They finally released the 3/8 drive version of this ratchet. It was weird because they came out with the 1/2 inch and 1/4 inch probably a solid month in advance to the 3/8 one. Maybe that's just how it was released on the website. I don't know if they were all released at the same time in stores. I don't know, but this one was quite a ways behind the others, at least for the website. Now, I did go in and I tried to pick this up because I want to do a video on this compared to some of my other ratchets, because this is very similar to some of the other ratchets that you may see name brands on. So I want to do a teardown of this and just see how the internals and the build is compared to some of my other ratchets. But unfortunately, when I went in, they didn't have them on the floor yet. They said they might have had them in from the truck, but they haven't went through any of it. So whenever I get back around to going to Harbor Freight, I'm not going to make a trip over there just for this, but when I do make it back over there, I will pick up this ratchet and do a comparison video. So I am really happy that Quint came out with these. I think it's a fantastic upgrade compared to their older stuff. I like the non-quick release. I like the slim design, the comfort grip. It's a very well designed and made ratchet, and I think it's going to perform and look very similar to some of my other ratchets. Here you can see it is a snap ring style, so I know a lot of people prefer that because some people have had issues with the set screws backing out for the backing plate. I've never had that issue. If you have that issue, put a dab of Loctite in there. I don't know what to tell you. Make sure they're tight, but don't over tighten them. I've literally never had an issue with set screws in my ratchets. A little drop of blue Loctite and you're good to go. Once again, really happy that Quint came out with these. I think they're priced very well. I think you're getting a good quality ratchet. It's a 90 tooth for a 4-degree arc swing, and much better than what they had before. It's available in all 3 drive sizes now. Then just a few items. We're not really going to go over these. Solid welding wire. Here, I don't know what they changed on this multimeter. I thought this used, I don't know if this is the same as the free one. Maybe it was a 5 function. I can't remember. But this is about as low quality as you get when you look at a multimeter. If you just need one, sometimes, I don't know if they are still doing it, but I know a lot in the past you could just get them for free. That is basically where we ended or started our video last time. I know we've went over a couple of these in the welding table, and there's the other Quint ratchets. So that's it as far as Harbor Freight's new tools that have been released over the last couple weeks. Really hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys have any comments or experience with any of these items already, please feel free to drop it down in the comments. Also, keep in mind, I will have 2 links down below, the tools and tools continued link. Those are going to be links that take you to a long list of items that I've went over in the past or other tools that I suggest. That's all there for you guys. And if you guys haven't subscribed, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.